In the annals of criminal history, one name stands out for its chilling notoriety: Niels Hogel. A former nurse turned German serial killer, Hogel's monstrous actions sent shockwaves through society. Initially sentenced to life imprisonment for 6 murders, the extent of his malevolence soon emerged as he was convicted for a staggering total of 85 killings. But the grim tale doesn't end there. As the years passed, the estimated number of his victims climbed to an unimaginable figure, potentially reaching 300 lives lost over a horrifying 15-year period. Join us as we delve into the dark and haunting story of Niels Hogel, the most prolific serial killer in the history of peacetime Germany. Welcome back to Conundrum, where we delve into the minds and history of serial killers. If you like this type of content, please like the video, subscribe if you are not yet subscribed, and ring a notification bell. Stick to the end of the video for more information about ongoing giveaway. Thank you for being here. Niels Hogel spent his early life in the coastal town of Wilhelmshaven, Lower Saxony, in what was then West Germany. His family had a strong connection to the medical field, with both his grandmother and father working as nurses. His father had previously been employed at the St. Willehad Hospital in Wilhelmshaven. Meanwhile, his mother pursued a career as a paralegal, and he had an older sister. Hogel described his childhood as sheltered and devoid of violence, growing up in a protected environment. After completing his vocational training at the St. Willehad Hospital in 1997, he became a nurse and remained employed there. In 2004, Hogel entered the institution of marriage, coinciding with the birth of his daughter. However, beneath the surface of this seemingly normal life, a sinister and disturbing path awaited discovery. Niels Hogel's employment at the Oldenburg Clinic marked a significant turning point in his dark and sinister journey. From 1999 onwards, he joined the Cardiac Surgery Intensive Care Unit, Ward 211, where the trajectory of tragedy would soon begin. In the summer of 2001, an unsettling pattern emerged, an unusual surge in both resuscitations and deaths within the hospital. Concerned doctors and medical orderlies convened a meeting to address this disturbing phenomenon, and Hogel was present among them. Astonishingly, it was discovered that a significant portion of these incidents occurred while he was on duty. Shortly after the meeting, Hogel's behavior raised further suspicion. He called in sick for 3 weeks, and during this period, the number of deaths in Ward 211 notably decreased, a stark contrast to the previous months. It was later revealed that Hogel believed he had been exposed during the meeting, leading him to feign illness in a desperate attempt to avoid detection. With mounting pressure and suspicion, he was transferred to the anesthesiology ward in 2001. However, even in this new role, his actions continued to raise eyebrows. The head physician of the anesthesiology ward became increasingly alarmed by Hogel's consistent presence during emergency situations. In September 2002, after multiple patients under his care were found in life-threatening conditions without plausible explanations, the head physician confronted him. Given the gravity of the situation, Hogel was presented with 2 choices: either resign from the clinic and receive full wages for an additional 3 months, or transfer to the logistics unit where he would be responsible for moving patients throughout the hospital. Despite the suspicions, it seems he managed to avoid consequences. To the shock of many, on the 10th of October 2002, Hogel received a glowing reference letter from the Oldenburg Clinic's director of nursing. In this letter, she praised his work ethic as circumspect, diligent, and autonomous, commending him for handling critical situations prudently and in an objectively correct manner. The letter even lauded his devotedness and cooperative conduct, ultimately stating that he had completed his tasks to the utmost satisfaction. The content of this letter seems in stark contrast to the unsettling occurrences surrounding him. This intricate web of deception, questionable actions, and inexplicable references would later become part of the haunting puzzle surrounding Niels Hogel, a man who would go on to be one of the most prolific serial killers in the history of peacetime Germany. In December 2002, Niels Högel transferred to the Delmenhorst Clinic, setting the stage for a new chapter in his unsettling saga. However, his presence at the clinic coincided with a concerning uptick in emergencies and fatalities, with a significant number attributed to arrhythmia or sudden decreases in blood pressure, all occurring while Hogel was on duty. The alarming trend prompted a growing sense of unease among his co-workers, leading some to distance themselves from him. In the subsequent court proceedings, it was revealed that Hogel had initially been held in high regard at the Delmenhorst Clinic. However, as suspicions against him began to surface, his standing rapidly deteriorated. Shockingly, even when 4 empty vials of giluritinol were discovered in his ward, with no doctor having prescribed such medication at the time, his superiors reportedly failed to take decisive action. This apparent negligence added yet another layer of perplexity to the unfolding enigma surrounding Hogel. As the pieces of the puzzle began to accumulate, a haunting pattern emerged, a trail of suspicion, unexplained deaths, and dubious incidents seemingly following Hogel throughout his career in the medical field. The question remained, how had this sinister tale of darkness and malevolence remained hidden for so long? The answer would require delving deeper into the haunting corridors of the Delmenhorst Clinic and the twisted mind of Niels Hogel. The case of Niels Hogel sent shockwaves through the medical community and the entire nation of Germany. It all began on the 22nd of June 2005, when colleagues at the Delmenhorst Clinic caught Hogel intentionally manipulating a patient's syringe pump to improperly administer agmaline. This alarming incident prompted the Delmenhorst police to launch an investigation into Hogel's actions. As the investigation progressed, multiple co-workers of Hogel came forward, expressing their suspicions that he was behind numerous complications, resuscitations, and unexplained deaths at the hospital. The gravity of the situation became apparent when the police examined all deaths at the Delmenhorst Clinic between 2003 and 2005. The startling revelation was that the number of deaths had doubled during Hogel's employment there, and a staggering 73% of deaths in 2005 were connected to Hogel's work schedule. The findings from the investigation were forwarded to the Oldenburg District Attorney's Office. In December 2006, Hogel was adjudicated for the 22nd of June 2005 incident, and the Landgericht Oldenburg sentenced him to 5 years in prison for attempted voluntary manslaughter, accompanied by an equal-length employment ban. However, a joint plaintiff appealed the verdict, leading to a higher court overturning it. In June 2008, Hogel received a 7.5-year prison sentence and a lifelong employment ban. But the disturbing saga did not end there. In January 2014, the Oldenburg District Attorney's Office initiated another investigation into the incidents at the Delmenhorst Clinic. The magnitude of Hogel's heinous acts unfolded when, in September 2014, he was charged with 3 counts of murder and 2 counts of attempted murder. Shockingly, Hogel confessed to these charges and went on to admit that he had committed 30 additional murders. The victims had fallen prey to his unauthorized administration of injections, resulting in their deaths. Remarkably, 60 patients had been successfully resuscitated after his interventions. The trial took place at the Landgericht Oldenburg and commenced on the 30th of October 2018. With 120 joint plaintiffs involved, the trial venue had to be moved to the Weser Ems Hallen ballrooms to accommodate the high number of people. Over the course of 24 days, the trial addressed 100 murder charges. Hogel made a chilling confession, admitting to 43 murders, stating that he could not recall 52 cases, and denying involvement in the remaining 5 deaths. The trial featured testimonies from 32 witnesses, 8 of whom testified under oath. 4 medical experts provided detailed information about the patient's diseases and the effects of the medication administered by Hogel. An expert in testimony psychology, Professor Staller, concluded that Hogel's confessions were truthful, ruling out indications of false statements. The state's attorney's office moved for convictions in 97 cases and acquittals in 3, while the defense sought acquittals in 31, murder convictions in 55, and attempted murder convictions in 14 instances. On the 6th of June 2019, the court delivered its verdict, sentencing Hogel to life imprisonment. Due to the severe gravity of guilt, a German legal term, he would not be eligible for parole after serving 15 years. Hogel was found guilty on 85 separate murder charges and not guilty on 15 other murder charges. Hogel and a joint plaintiff appealed the verdict, but on the 11th of September 2020, the Federal Court of Justice dismissed both appeals, confirming the life sentence. The media and the public closely followed the trial, and public interest grew as it progressed. The trial's aftermath saw a further pending indictment against 4 employees of the Delmenhorst Clinic, who would be tried once Hogel's verdict was final. Thank you to all who have stuck with me until the end of the video. All small creators like me have certain goals in mind when we embark on this journey, and reaching 1/4 of that goal is my first significant milestone. Since we all share a common interest in similar topics, my idea is to organize a giveaway for a 1-year Curiosity Stream subscription plan once we reach 250 subscribers. This giveaway will serve as a token of appreciation for your support thus far. I'm genuinely grateful to have you all here with me. Comment down below if you have any recommendations for my future uploads. I am Alex, and this was Conundrum. Stay curious and stay safe.